Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into the world of AWS Lambda and Amazon CloudWatch. Think of AWS Lambda as your backend's invisible worker, getting the job done entirely behind the scenes without anyone noticing. But to see what that worker is actually doing in the dark, you absolutely need a detective's toolkit. And that is exactly what Amazon CloudWatch is. So let's jump right in.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the basics of Lambda and CloudWatch, look at the architecture and workflow, do a step-by-step console configuration, walk through a real-world debugging example, cover some best practices and common mistakes, and wrap it all up with a quick revision quiz.
All right, Section 1, the basics of Lambda and CloudWatch. Let's get our core definitions down.
So what exactly is AWS Lambda? It's a serverless compute service. Simply put, it's like having a brilliant on-demand worker. This worker only shows up when there's a specific task, executes your code, finishes the job, and then immediately leaves. You don't have to manage any underlying servers at all, which, you guessed it, saves you a ton of money.
And then we have Amazon CloudWatch. This is a monitoring and observability service that gives you real-time metrics, logs, and event tracking. Basically, it's your CCTV camera and your detective's magnifying glass all rolled into one. It's absolutely crucial for monitoring exactly what our invisible Lambda worker is up to.
Moving on to Section 2, architecture and workflow. Let's see how these two powerful tools actually talk to each other.
You can see here how CloudWatch acts as the central hub. It aggregates everything: dashboards, logs, metrics, alarms, and Lambda insights into one single centralized location. This setup is a total game changer because it gives us immediate visibility into our entire system. When we look at the metrics, there are several different layers: invocation, performance, concurrency, and event source metrics. But for our detective toolkit, the errors and duration metrics are by far the most important clues. Those are the specific metrics we rely on to easily hunt down and catch bugs. Now for Section 3, step-by-step console configuration. Now that we understand the architecture, let's walk through how to actually set this up in the AWS Management Console. Imagine we're doing a live walkthrough. Step 1, you just open up the CloudWatch console. Step 2, head over to the left menu, click on the Logs tab, and navigate to Log Groups. Step 3, in the search box, type /AWS/Lambda, followed by your function's name. And Step 4, simply select that specific log stream. Just like that, all your Lambda function logs are right there in front of you. But how do those logs actually get into CloudWatch in the first place? It's incredibly simple. In Node.js, you just add a console.log with your message. Or if you're using Python, you write logger.info. Just adding that one tiny line in your code automatically sends that data straight to our CloudWatch CCTV. Pretty effortless, right?
All right, Section 4, a real-world debugging example. Let's talk about what happens when things go wrong in a live environment.
So knowing the common errors is absolutely key. Think of this table as our list of common serverless crimes. If you see a timeout error, it usually means an external API or database is running slow, which you can fix by increasing the timeout setting or optimizing the code. A memory exhaustion error means you're using too much RAM, so you need to bump up the memory or process data in smaller batches. And a missing IAM error, that just means your Lambda doesn't have permission to access other AWS tools. You just need to add this permissions to the Lambda execution role.
Another very common issue is cold start latency. This happens when your Lambda function takes a long time to run on its very first invocation after being inactive for a while. It's exactly like starting a car engine on a freezing cold morning. It just needs a little extra time to warm up. To fix this, you can increase the memory or use provision concurrency.
Here's a huge mistake beginners make: getting the log group does not exist error. Remember, even a CCTV camera needs permission to record. If you hit this error, make sure your Lambda function actually has the AWS Lambda basic execution role. Without that specific logging permission, CloudWatch literally cannot record anything.
Let's jump to Section 5, best practices and mistakes. We're going to upgrade our skills with some professional best practices for production environments.
Following these pro tips will make debugging so much easier for you. First, use structured logging, meaning log your data in JSON format. Next, clearly set your log levels to categorize things as debug, info, or error. Always add contextual info like request IDs. Make sure you set CloudWatch alarms to catch failures instantly. And finally, use dead letter queues for any failed events. Honestly, Just using JSON format alone makes searching for bugs incredibly fast.
You also definitely need to know about CloudWatch Logs Insights. Think of it as a super powerful search engine for your logs. When you have thousands or millions of events to sift through, you can use SQL-like queries to search at scale. For example, if you run a query filtering for messages like error, it instantly pulls all the bugs right to the top.
And let's not forget about cost optimization. Monitoring isn't just about fixing bugs, it's about your bottom line. By keeping an eye on your function's duration and making sure your memory allocation is correct, you are actively saving money on your AWS bill. Efficient monitoring literally equals less money spent. Finally, Section 6, Summary and Revision Quiz. It's time to put those detective skills to the test and lock in what we've learned today. Just to quickly recap, CloudWatch is the ultimate observability tool for your ephemeral or short-lived Lambda functions. It gives us the logs, metrics, and alarms that make up the 3 pillars we use for all our debugging.
Okay, question 1. What is the default naming format for a Lambda log group in CloudWatch? Take a second. Question 2. Which AWS IAM role is required by default for Lambda to actually write those logs to CloudWatch? Got it? The answer is the AWS Lambda Basic Execution role. Without it, you won't see a single log.
And question 3. If your Lambda function crashes because it's trying to process way too much data at once, what specific memory error occurs? Any guesses? The answer is memory exhaustion, and you'd fix that by giving it more memory.
Excellent work. If you nailed those questions, you've definitely got a solid grasp on these concepts. Serverless architecture is absolutely ruling the future of the cloud. But the real question is, do you have the observability superpower needed to track down those bugs hiding in the dark? Dive into the AWS documentation and try building your very first custom CloudWatch dashboard today. Thanks for joining this explainer and happy debugging.